the Giants coming off a playoff season. A lot of that had to do with being in the NFC, but they took advantage of it. And Brian Daboll did a phenomenal job, not only coaching the team, but also coaching up Daniel Jones and putting him in position to use his athleticism, which I just kept crying for the Giants' former coaches to do. That you just have got to live and die, sort of like Lamar Jackson's, and you got to live and die with the fact that he's going to run the football, and if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. You're not going to make Lamar Jackson into a pocket passer, and you're not going to win with Daniel Jones as a pocket passer either. He has to run the football, and that's what he did. And now the question is going to be, now they have good cap space, so do you think they just tag one guy, preferably the running back because it's a cheaper number, and then just figure out a way to re-sign Daniel Jones to a – because I come on, is Daniel Jones going to ask for money that the Giants can't afford? If so, he'd be crazy, especially you just talked about. Why would you want to leave Brian Daboll? He just changed your career.
He did.
So wouldn't you just be like, okay, I'll work it out with you guys. Well, yeah. I can work on a contract here.
Yeah, I mean, number one thought, I agree. He'd be crazy to leave Daboll and go into, somewhere, anywhere else right now. The quarterback market is hungry right now, though. That's the one reason why I can see the price tag being a little bit higher than what some are anticipating.
It takes one crazy general manager.
Yep, and there's plenty of them out there.
Yeah.
If I was advising both sides without a bias, I would recommend it a 3-year deal. With about 2/3 of it guaranteed, and you can pay him top 12 money in the NFL, considering the cap does move every year, so it won't be top 12 at the end. And it basically would give Jones another 2 years in this organization, and if he is still playing on the same level or elevating even higher, now as a 28-year-old, he gets to sign
now you get your big contract.
His big contract, right? And it ensures that he's in this system. And I believe in this front office.
Yes.
More than the previous, that they will put the pieces around him that he needs to succeed. I really think there's a plan there. And I think their plan this offseason will be to find a vertical threat for the passing game. Because they don't have anything there.
Nothing.
They
Wandale Robinson, that's it, really.
Yeah,
and look, the other guys did a nice job, and they're nice little role players, and they're all free agents.
Right.
But, yeah, they need a true number one.
They need it, just someone that can, what Kenny Golladay was supposed to be is someone that just kind of takes the top off the defense and puts attention, because I do think Jones, his best passing is short to intermediate, but it gets really crowded in there if you don't have that over-the-top threat. It could be the draft. It's probably more economical to do that in the first or second round. And then,
well, if they did spend a first-round draft pick on a player like that, who would it be?
Well, if you're looking at the vertical threat, okay, I think that Zay Flowers is one of them, although I don't know if they want another undersized receiver because they already have one in Wandale Robinson.
True.
This might be a little rich right now, but I think if he goes and blows up the combine and has a couple good workouts, Jalen Hyatt is a name to keep an eye on.
Okay.
What he was doing in the SEC, who he was running by.
Yeah.
There's limited exposure to his tape. He just did not play a lot in college, but he might be a legitimate 4.25 receiver. And if he goes out there and runs that kind of speed and shows that the ball skills are there, I mean, that can change an offense. I'm comparing him to a healthy Will Fuller. If you remember what the Texans' offense was like when Watson and Fuller were hitting on point, it changed everything. So that's where the Giants, it would be a smart move for them to make a move like that for the sake of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and then because I'll tell you what, if one of those two players somehow slips out of the Giants' grasp, I know there's a team down south in Atlanta that would like to take advantage of either player.
You're absolutely right. If Barkley hits the market, I'm probably going to put money on him going to Atlanta.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I have a feeling the Giants will be able to keep both of those players. Mm-hmm. And so therefore, they also have to. By the way, they need some more depth behind Barkley too.
Yeah,
they got nothing behind him. So they need some depth behind him. We know the receiver, and they also have to upgrade the center position. So maybe they end up the first team to pick the center. Some second round, third round. They absolutely need a pivot. There's just no question about it.
Yeah, you can make the case they need 2 interior linemen. The outside, they're going to have to roll with Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal. Whether you like Evan Neal or not, rough year. They're going to have to roll with him for at least another season, and he deserves that. You got to let
Who's
him
that?
try. Evan Neal, the right tackle.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm just
absolutely.
saying the outside is locked in. That's all I'm saying there. There's some chatter with Giants fans that they should move Evan Neal. Absolutely not. You got to give him another year at tackle.
Move
And
him. Oh, what,
yeah,
inside the guard?
yeah.
Oh. What about the kid
But
from North Carolina? They invested a third round pick on last year.
yeah, as you do. He started a few games. They rotated him in a lot, and then he suffered a neck injury, and then came back too soon from that injury and re-aggravated it. Now they're calling that injury something is long term,
Oh, that's
revolving around it. So we'll see there. But I agree. The center spot has been a sore spot for the Giants offense for a long time. It sounds like it's a broken record, like the Chargers and their defensive tackles. Was Feliciano bad? No, but bad.
yes.
The bar has been set so low with the Giants that someone that is even just halfway average is now viewed as too high. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think the Giants fans really truly realize how big of an impact a good center could make on that line.
And defensively, they have their top linebackers are free agents, so they have to decide. Not that they could just let them go, Jalen Smith and Gerard Davis. And I think Micah McFadden, he could develop into one of those two guys. So maybe go out and draft one linebacker or sign one of these two, and then that's fine. But they also have to do the cornerback spot. I know Jackson had a nice year for them. Flott actually looked pretty good for them as a rookie, but that's all they have, really. I don't think you can count on any of the other players at corner. And I also think they're pretty set at safety, especially with they drafted Belton last year. So do you agree with me that they need to add at least one, if not two, especially maybe even a nickel corner to the mix?
Yeah, I mean, Darnay Holmes will be back next year. Nick McLeod played him and Nick McLeod played the corner nickel spot this year. Sorry, and the other outside spot is definitely a hole because when Jackson went down with his knee injury, I think he missed 6 or 7 games. It was very slim pickings on both sides.